Another year, another anniversary. Would it be the same if it didn't have drama? But why are people upset? Well, let's get down to the root of the problem. That, of course, being expectations. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of the problem here and just get rid of these. You don't need them. There we go. Much better. Oh, for
It's showtime!
But yep, here we are, second anniversary of Genshin Impact, and somehow, some people still have expectations. Were you just not here last year, or are you just not over 20 years old yet? If you are, the world definitely should have beaten expectations out of you by now. Grim commentary on adulthood aside, I just expected to see more positivity about this year's anniversary compared to last year's, but granted, all that takes is seeing one person say, hey, this isn't too bad, which there are definitely more people content with this year's rewards over last year's. Again, not saying much. The negativity I'm seeing is still surprising me. So in case you haven't heard yet, let's go over what is supposed to be the anniversary rewards, and while they were not explicitly said to be anniversary rewards in the live stream from what I have seen, it's pretty safe to assume that that's what they are because of the way they're being delivered to us. On the left here, we have a temporary login system that will give us 10 intertwined fates, and to the right of that, we have what is really standing out as the anniversary rewards, which is something that will be delivered to us in the in-game mail, which is 1600 Primo Gems, 4 Fragile Resins, and 2 commemorative gadgets. Now, if you want my opinion, the Cloud Retainer pet and the gadget we're getting are really how anniversaries should be handled. I really think this pet is cool, and I really like the fact that they gave us gadgets, but I know the Genshin Impact player base, and I know they won't be happy unless this pet is pooping out Primo Gems for you the entire time it's flying around, because ultimately that's what people want. And for those of you who weren't around for last year's anniversary, there was a big issue with every content creator saying you should expect a massive amount of Primos, a bunch of fates, a free 5-star of your choice, Primo Gem sales, some kind of special limited time banner. Basically, if there was some kind of reward for an anniversary that you could think of, there was probably a content creator saying you should expect it. A lot of this was also being said only off the basis that other gacha games do this and have generous anniversaries. Which fine, you can make that comparison and you could try to use it as a basis, but one game is not another, no matter the practices of other games within the genre. And you know what? The way I see it is I want Genshin to be as far away from other gacha games as humanly possible. I don't want it to be like other gacha games because typically I don't like them because they're usually low quality and just want to skate by with minimal effort content and just sell you JPEG. Most of their gacha games really need those really good advertising moments where like, hey, we're giving away like 100 wishes for our anniversary because it's the only way people are actually gonna give them a shot. Most other gacha games could offer $10,000 in paid currency to log in during their anniversary, and I'm still not gonna touch the damn thing. And no, not every gacha is terrible, but I do think, as I said, it's a genre filled with garbage. Sometimes it's really hard to say anything nice about Genshin Impact with another more jaded player just jumping down your throat, wanting to tell you everything bad about the game and why they hate it so much, despite the fact that they play it every day. But you know what? Genshin Impact is a beautiful game. It is very fun. Yeah, sure, it may have its problems like every single game under the sun does, but we get consistent updates, and while every update may not be a home run, they are still consistently good. We get new characters constantly. We get new regions for free. We just had Sumeru, and personally, I think 3.0 is the best patch we've ever had, with Sumeru being by far the best region we've ever had. And here's the deal. Free-to-play players are, in my opinion, getting the best deal out of everyone. You're getting what I consider to be an extremely high-quality game, even rivaling AAA titles such as Breath of the Wild, for free. Completely free. But let's bring it back to the anniversary. Why am I talking about this? Well, I bring up the quality of the game because I think it's important to consider the quality of the experience you're already getting for free when you're talking about free rewards from something like the anniversary. Another thing is, alongside the anniversary rewards in the live stream, they talked about the Genshin Impact animation, which is something a lot of people have been extremely excited about, rightfully so. It's got a good studio behind it, and I think a Genshin Impact animation or anime is something that a lot of players have been fantasizing about since day one. I mean, people are really attached to these characters, and this is something that you should be excited about. However, I've been seeing it spun in an entirely negative light. Some people even saying that the announcement of the animation is just meant to cover up the anniversary and make us not think about the bad rewards. Which, come on, really? If you're someone out there with that take, are you really that cynical? Let me tell you, as someone who played League of Legends for years, when Arcane was made to be a thing, when it was finally out, man, did that exceed expectations. It was so cool just seeing those characters in a whole new way. Even if the Genshin Impact animation is only half as good as Arcane was, I will still be excited for it. But this is also to say that I don't think that was necessarily an anniversary thing. They just happened to announce it at the anniversary, and it is a cool way to show player appreciation. Once again, I've seen people spin it in a negative light, just saying, oh, this isn't for us. This is just a marketing ploy to make other players interested in Genshin Impact, which yeah, it's gonna do that. But also, can't you just enjoy it for what it is? New characters are also made to make more money. New skins are made to make more money. I hate to break it to some people, but businesses rarely do things just out of the goodness of their own hearts. Their businesses, their entire purpose is to make money. And if they stop making money, they stop existing. So my final thoughts on the anniversary. Do I think the rewards were enough? Well, yes and no. The monetary rewards in terms of primo gems and fragile resins, it's not exactly a lot, but opinions on this are going to vary from person to person. If I was given the choice between a standard 5-star of my choice or 20 wishes that I could use on a limited banner, I would go with the 20 limited wishes. I'm a whale, however, and I know my wants and needs are going to be a little bit different than everyone else's. I'm just getting cons for the standard characters, but there's still a lot of people who really love Kaching or really love Diluc, and for some have even wanted them for almost 2 years now, and to be able to choose one as a reward, that would be really appreciated to them. A free standard 5-star character of your choice is something I'm surprised that they don't do, because honestly, it's not that big of a reward. A lot of them in terms of meta aren't as viable as they once were, and even though that's not important to a vast majority of players, they just want characters because they simply love the character. I still don't think it would hurt Hoyo's bottom line to do that. Then of course, as for the people who think we should get like 100 wishes, I think that's kind of absurd. For me, that's literally the equivalent of them giving me almost $300 for free, which yeah, I would love it. I would happily take that, but also kind of unreasonable if you ask me. I believe we got a relatively healthy balance of rewards this time. We got commemorative items that hopefully will never be available again, so that we have something that's special to mark the occasion, and also 20 wishes and 4 fragile resins and some other rewards, that's not too bad. For a free-to-play player, that's huge. Whales, as last year, they got the top-up refreshes, and that's huge for whales, or to even any low-spender player who maybe saves up like birthdays or presents throughout the year, or maybe buys one of the bigger packages every year. That's still a lot of extra primos as well. And as one final thought, there's a lot of people who think that they did something last year. They did something meaningful by protesting. Quite frankly, I think the community threw what equals to a little baby tantrum. All the community did last year was probably turn a lot of people off of Genshin Impact forever. But I want to know, what do you think would be a reasonable reward, and what would be like your dream reward for an anniversary? And please don't say 1,000,000 primo gems, because everyone would love 1,000,000 primo gems. I would accept them with open arms, but I also don't think that's reasonable to get. Again, my personal wish would be a skin, one that can't ever be obtained again and just marks the occasion that, hey, you were there. You know, of course, on top of like 20 wishes and the usual rewards that we get. A free 5-star would be kind of cool to get myself some Diluc cons, but hey, I'm gonna lose 50/50s. That is a given, and he will come eventually, so not a priority. In any case, thank you to my patrons. Links to my socials down below if you would like to become one too. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Attaboy!